If you want to be inspired, motivated, and learn about getting to the finish line, stay tuned. Hello, everyone. Today, we are talking about getting to the finish line. Yes, the finish line. Let me start by telling you why I wanted to talk about this topic today. Basically, I've been watching a lot of, TikTok, my algorithm is on point, videos, and reading the scripture, and also reading my word and book, The Healing the Soul of a Woman by Joyce Myers. And in all of these messages, the main thing that I have come to find in their commonality is that why do we decide to suffer for so long but not keep moving while the suffering is taking place? You may be wondering, what do you mean by that? What I'm saying is, you ever going through something in your life, the storm, the tornado, the trials and tribulations, the peaks and valleys, when you're feeling low, when you're in that pit, but you stay stuck there, you don't keep moving? All those videos talked about you must continue to keep going. And Joyce Myers said it best. In the video, she said, don't die where you are parked. Come on, somebody. Don't die where you are parked. What she's saying is that you have a destiny, a destination to get to, which is why I use those two words coincidingly. Because why do we stop when we see trouble lurking? You know what someone said also in an inspirational video that I watched? They said, once you keep going, once you get going, once you begin to run, don't look back and don't stop. Because the minute you slow down is with the chance that you give the enemy to catch up and to get you. So don't die where you are parked at. You can read sermons in the Bible, look at other people's life, and see that instead of continuing to keep going, suffering through their drug addiction, having dealt with child abuse, having dealt with low self-esteem, lack of self-worth, hopelessness, they die where they parked. I don't know about you, but I'm here to tell you today, I am not going to die where I'm currently parked. I have a destination and a destiny to get to, so we got to get to work. I want to inspire you to understand that this is just a moment in time. There is so much more living for you to do. Again, I don't know about you, but for me, I want to see what my final destiny is going to be, the destination, my purpose, living it out, seeing it through. I want to get to the end of my life. I don't want to just die at this moment. We know about the Israelites, Numbers 21, right? They went through the wilderness for 40 years. What was was supposed to be a 5-minute journey. When I learned about Numbers 21, I said, oh no, I'm not going to be an Israelite in my life. I'm going to get through to the end. I'm going to get to the finish line. Everyone, we must finish, right? You want to know why I keep going? I keep going because I believe there is more to life. I keep going because I am worth it. And I keep going because I believe in the promises that God has for my life and what I see to be where I'm headed. I have victory, prosperity, hope, worth, all wrapped up in getting to the finish line. So whatever it is that is the equation, the ingredients wrapped up in you getting to the finish line, have those be your motivations for why you decide to get to the finish line. We fall, we get up. We fall, we get up. We fall, we get up. 7 times, but we get up and back up every time. Okay? For example, individuals who were enslaved, my ancestors, they did not die where they were parked. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? Martin Luther King and them, they did not die where they were parked. They decided to keep going. I'm going to fight for civil rights. I am not going, Rosa Parks, she didn't die where she was the back of the bus. I don't think so, sir. My worth is wrapped up in this. My destination is wrapped up in this. My destiny is wrapped up in this. My legacy is wrapped up in this. The next generation is wrapped up in this. You getting to the finish line equates to the next generation making it out. Do you understand that? So when you start think about what your ancestors have been through, whatever your background looks like. It doesn't have to just be people who were enslaved. Whatever your background looks like, right? They didn't do and go through what they went through for you to die where you are parked, for you to not get to the finish line. Get there, everyone, get there. And let me get you the example of my own life, right? So, grew up in a single parent home, grew up in poverty, barely made it through some of the things I went through in high school, bullied, outcast, all the things, not feeling my own self-worth, bad acne, all the stuff, right? College, not really fitting in with anybody. Grad school, struggling through work some days. But the hardest part was my mental illness and, again, my homelessness. Sometimes sleeping in the woods, sometimes sleeping on the side of the curb. Everyone, I decided that I was not going to die where I was parked. I was parked in poverty. I was parked in single parent home. I was parked in mental illness. I was parked in the struggle. But I decided that I was not going to die where I decided to get up. I'm telling you to get up. Do not die where you are parked. That current position, you got to pivot and shift. I don't know what it's going to take for you, but what really it's going to take for you to be inspired and motivated, and that's what this video is supposed to be for you. I decided to not die in those woods that I slept in. I decided to not die in my mental illness. I decided that I was going to get to the finish line. Whatever God has for me, I'm going to get there. Blood, sweat, and tears. I tell myself every day, I'm not going back to that. Nor am I going to allow anyone to bring me down to where my demise. No, I'm not going to regress. I'm going to progress. Progress in my life, right? With that in mind, I want to leave you with this. Getting to the finish line means never giving up and believing in what you can become. The only way that you will not get to the finish line if you decide to give up. I'm not going to do it. I said, you know what? No, I'm not going to die right here. I'm not going to sit out here and continue to solicit people and beg for change. I'm not going to sit out here and believe that I'm not worth it. I'm going to get up and believe that I am worth something, and I'm going to get to the finish line. Get to the finish line, everybody. Do not die where you are parked. Before you go, follow me on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Click the notification button down below so you can get all my latest YouTube videos. And remember, the only way is up.